this exactly this, but it's in slides. It's 10 slides. I hope I put it in the right order. It should be in the order of those pages. All you have to do is Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jana Balava Girivaradari Gopi Jana Balava Girivaradari Gopi Jana Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Jai Gurudev, 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Jai Vishnu Pad, Sudhya Stotra Sarti Sipat, Abhay Charan Arvindam Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Namacharya Haridas Thakur Ki Namaste Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Govinda Govinda Ki Jai Gaura Prema Just click left poke button on that. Okay, let's start. Today I'm gonna speak a little bit, explain the conference that we had 2 weeks ago in Houston, Texas. All the devotees, all the temple presidents from ISKCON, North American ISKCON, they were present, but also the GBC authorities and some other devotees. Of course, it was a very interesting experience for me, and I want to share with you a few points that I guess they're going to be relevant for our purpose. Then, of course, who knows from Houston Temple? Do that? Somebody else? Two? Okay, this temple is, personally I visit many temples. I think I visited, and but this Houston temple is a first class temple, very impressive. It is as beautiful. The temple itself is very clean, first class. Everything is first class. Devotees are first class. Restaurant first class. Conference places, and it's not that they clean. They clean before we reach or something. No, you can see that is how it is. Temple itself. The area of outside, even the parking lots. First class, everything first class. So I encourage you that sometimes, if you can visit this temple, and you will see what the Krishna consciousness can achieve. When there are real, correct consciousness. So the activities for the devotees or for us visitors, it was a first a conference that there's a devotee. His name is Raghunath. He's a CDO. He trains people in the first class, the highest, the biggest and wealthiest companies in the world is trained by him. The people, the executive. So he is a devotee, and he shared something that is, I'm going to try to explain that. Okay, the conference started with a question. Of course, this is about trust, which is a very important element in our program. You know, trust, if we can trust one to each other in what we are doing, then everything can happen. The higher consciousness, it creates this trust. So, the question was in the beginning, what kind of activity you think is the most difficult for many people to achieve? You know, there is something that just few people try because it is really difficult to get. And now I don't want to go to speculate too much. I'm going to tell you which one is to climb the Mount Everest, to reach the peak of the Mount Everest. Everest, you know, everybody knows Mount Everest. So it's the highest peak in the world, and first of all, which of us they thought that, oh, I wish to do it. I want to go to Mount Everest. Somebody? I don't think so. Yeah, it's really doesn't. For many of us, it doesn't make sense why somebody can try to go to the peak of the Mount Everest. What's the goal? What is the point? But what happened is it requires to do that years of planning, years of training, you know, physically, emotionally, mentally. It's not an easy task. There are people that they are just study for that because, as I'm going to explain a little bit more, it's a very, very difficult task to reach. Then he was explaining that when the process starts after the training for years, and then the team that is going to be the helping one person, the principal one that is going to go to is pushing to go to the peak of the mountain. It was like high class of training, and so this team, it must be very dedicated, very enthusiastic, and they know that they want to do this. So first theoretically, and then in practice, they explain how you have to, the group has to go in 4 stages, 4 places to before to reach the highest. So when the plane travels to the first city, the last city closer to the Mount Everest, and the plane can reach that. This one that's called the first camp. It is in 17 and 500 feet high. I was born in Bolivia. In Bolivia, the highest airport is 12,000 feet high, and most people, when they reach there, they need oxygen, and they need them sometimes very doctors. They have teams to help, because some people they cannot breathe on this high altitude. So people that they live on this altitude usually have these cheeks, red cheeks, very red. They don't need to paint. Women, they don't need to paint it because it's already red. And so because the body needs more blood to capture the oxygen, and then so that is more or less about 12,000 feet. But this is the first camp. It's on 17,000 feet. They carry the yaks with loads, and after a few days of climate, try to adapt to the high altitude, and then there's the trip starts to the next camp, like that. The second camp is higher, and they need some more time, slowly climb up, learn how to breathe on that high altitude, and like that. They stop once and over. Okay, the point is, this is a very difficult task, but it's also compared to the spiritual life. In the material world, nobody really is interested in spiritual life. It's very rare. Very few people are really interested in the spiritual life. Why? Because it is very difficult to conceive that I'm gonna give my life, because in this climb to Mount Everest, the mentality should be, okay, if I reach, I'm gonna be famous. If I don't, maybe I'm gonna die. So the decision is, okay, mentally you have to prepare to die in the attempt. So the spiritual life for most people is like that. Of course, I like to come to the temple. I want to be inclined to the spiritual life, but to have this determination to, okay, in this life I'm going to be Krishna consciousness, is the same more or less to climb the Mount Everest. It's very few people that they can have this determination to do it. Because all of us, we want to breathe nicely, we want to comfort, and usually in a process of growing spiritually, you have to confront challenges. My personal experience is that I was in medical school. I was 22 years old, and when I hear about the process of Krishna consciousness, I said, okay, sounds that I have to do it. So I decided, okay, join the movement at that time. But my parents, they would say, you are crazy, you are a fanatic, you loco, like in Spanish we say, you are loco, you are crazy, man. Why you want to leave the university in a 5th grade, almost reaching the end of your profession, to become a Hare Krishna, which is, who knows what is this. So nobody wanted. We had so many problems, not only me, the group that we joined, we had so many problems. We have to face our parents, even in America also, many of the devotees, they have brainwash, they have to face jail. I was 3 times in jail and things like that. But the point is that spiritual life is the most important part of the life, because if we don't understand that we are not this body, it's very difficult to accept that spiritual life is important. Because at the end of this body, we are going to have another body. Of course, we have to, but we don't know what kind of body we are going to get. Maybe in our next life, there's going to be a dog, or a cow, or horse, something like that. And what is the good thing about it? What can be very nice it's a risk not to use the energy, the intelligence that we have now in a progress most that we can invest our human life, because human life is very real. Invest this life is right now, it will help us to get a better body in the next life, and we have the chance to be liberated from this body, material body, and go back to our original position, which is Krishna consciousness. And as we know, every week we are having these meetings, and we try to encourage everyone to chant Hare Krishna, which is not very difficult. What is the difficulty? Prabhupada used to say, what is the difficulty? Chant Hare Krishna, take prasadam, and have a nice life, and try to get the goal, at least advance the most important. So that is the idea behind this climb of Mount Everest. And spiritual life is not easy, but at the same time, the rewards are the best. If you can, whatever, any effort, Bhagavad Gita, Neha Vikramana Susti Pratyabhayu Vidyate. This is very small advance that they can do. It's not lost. In material life, if you don't get 100% of some task, it has no value. You are going to lose everything. But in spiritual life, even very small advance, it's going to keep for the next life, or for this one. even in this life. So it's worth it to invest in for our own benefit, the energy for the spiritual life. Some questions until here? Any complaints? So we can, yes?
So we, from our experience in Christian consciousness, it's something very simple, has to be less for. But there are so many people who are walking around just trying to enjoy the life. They have no concept. Why is it so difficult for us to understand?
Yeah. The problem is that we are so accustomed to material life that we cannot conceive what is spiritual life. So many lives, we don't know how long we are living in this material world. So we are so accustomed to rooted the roots that it are so deep that it's very difficult for most people to think that differently. It is true. It's very most people. But the point is that Srila Prabhupada was so kind that they gave us this process of Krishna consciousness and to make it easier for all of us to engage somehow, at least somehow, in a task of growth spiritually. We don't want, definitely we don't want. But sometimes when life is difficult, when the twisting, you have problems, hard problems, you say, oh God, it is said that when the plane is going down, everybody becomes so religious. What my life, what is, I wasted everything. This is the end of everybody. When has so much problems, he become, or she become very religious. But sometimes it's late. Many times it's late. So it's better to understand that the spiritual life is so important and give the importance that is required. So, but we have this program which is not everywhere, it's very rare. We have a nice temple, nice deities, nice program, nice prasadam. Why you don't take it? Why not? I need not to be part of it. Who knows? It's very, we are, the thing is we are individuals and we are independent. Krishna is not forcing anyone to take the spiritual life. We have to decide. We have to, first by knowledge, cultivating knowledge, it helps to understand, okay, I cannot refuse. That's what happened when I took the Krishna consciousness. I couldn't refuse. It was impossible. And then I just said, okay, I had to take it. That's just a question of sincerity and deep reflection and understanding the benefits.
You know, the ritual of Krishna has 16,108 followers. Right? So the devotees coming out of Krishna, if they're like pastime of the devotee to really close
part of it.
You know, how we feel like we always Krishna in the town.
Maybe if you are really engaged in Krishna's giving you that opportunity, and you also decided that you want to have that experience, Krishna is so kind. He's giving to all of us opportunities in different ways to become Krishna consciousness and participate in this pastime. But yes. But we are not thinking too much about it. We can start, at least we can start taking prasadam, cleaning the temple, washing the pots, making some service, and then you can know what's going to be my relation with Krishna. Because we need to purify our desires, our intentions. And this is spiritual life, is that we have to purify ourselves, and then we can think where I'm going to go, or what kind of relation I'm going to get with Krishna. Yes.
If we, as a congregation, need hardly to our way, how can we live in group, work together, to hardly
Yeah.
know
Nice question. Just part of the seminar also, he was addressed this point. There are two. I'm going to explain the second point, because the question is very important and very nice. This is, I'm going to read this. Groups are fundamental units of organization. From the beginning of time have formed groups. Groups provide the basis of family living, protection, body work, government, recreation, and work. Group behavior has ranged from total chaos to dramatic success, but it's increasingly evident that groups enjoy their greatest success when they become more productive units called teams. Managers in many organizations seem to be content with group performance. This is often because they have not to beyond what is being accomplished to the point is, this is the groups are important. We have to be family group, friends group, any group is important. But there are two kinds of groups. One is called group, and the other one we are going to call team. And first, the members think by themselves. They are independent. And group, all we think as a unit. We have the same purpose. All of us, we have the same idea. Another is usually in a group, everyone thinks by his own interest, her own interest, and instead to teams, they think about the goals together. That's a difference. The groups, they meet only when, for reasons of administration. Instead, teams understand that team and individual goals are better accomplished by mutual support. Groups are told what to do. Suggestions are not encouraged. You know, in the group, usually work groups, and the chief, he says, okay, you are going to do this, and you have no choice. Instead, when it's team, the team members contribute knowledge and talent to the team objectives. So when we work as a group, individually, sometimes we fight because there is competition, there is a status, something. But in a team work, all we have the same interest, we have the same position, we share the same. We don't compete because we have together the same goal. So it's better to work as a team. There's a study that the groups, they produce a quarter of the goal, and teams, they produce 4 or 5 times more than teams.
What would you say that you came away with in terms of how to apply this discussion, about teams from the meeting? How do you find that it's relevant to our people and the service? You understand my question?
Yeah. Many devotees, they come and they ask me, what can I do? What can be my service? What should I do? I want to be part of the program, and what can I do? But usually I said, what you want to do? What you want to do? Because there are so many things that do. Of course, as an administrator or as head of the program, I can say, I can suggest, okay, Prabhu, I have this, or Prabhu, anyway, you can do this, you can do that, you can suggest something. But usually, we have tendencies, and we can engage ourselves in what we can do. But it's a fact that we have main activities, and those activities are part of the important part of our program. So if somebody wants to join one of the activities, we can arrange that and be part of the program. Is that it? Yeah. But we are always open. We are always open. Come, chant Hare Krishna, be part of the program, stay with the devotees to understand the mood of why we are doing this, what we want to do, what is the purpose of everything like that. Become familiar with the process, then you can decide how much you are going to invest in the group. There are too many things, too many different ways that you can join, you can help. Prabhupada used to say, by words, because some people are very good speakers. They can speak, they can read Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam. We have taught many books, so much knowledge that we can do that. We can repeat that and explain in our own words to others. And we can give some donation to help the program, which is important too, to maintain, to help the program running. We can come and help to cook and learn also how to cook. We can wash pots. We can sweep temple. Many ways to engage ourselves. What's that? Yes, yes. When we become more or less okay, I want to commit it more into the program. We can take also initiation and deciding we're gonna serve. Yes, that different ways. Any spiritual master?
Any guest speakers and gurus who are maybe
Oh yes, yes. Very soon we are going to see more and more. Yeah, very soon. They already contact me. Some of them, they are going to become, and we are going to have more opportunity. Okay, I think we are going to have now our next program, which is Prasadam in Prasadam Hall. I hope I couldn't finish this, but I hope you get the idea of the importance of the spiritual life and what we are doing. Thank you so much, and Hare Krishna. Sorry that I make you welcome us. I didn't reach much.